Shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I start, I want to give our honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makakodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, meaning coming in the name, Ba means coming in, Ha means the, Sham means name, Rakab means spirit, Kodash means holy, peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And shalom to you, sincere brothers that are scattered abroad, pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you, sincere sisters that are listening in silence, as the scriptures command you to do so. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the Prophets of Good Works camp of Las Vegas, Nevada. And double honors to the elders of the elect of the house of David. And pretty much in this lesson, man, I did a video about this probably like a week ago. All right. And this lesson is going to be titled as Learn to Mind Your Own Business. Okay, I did a video about this, right? I did a video about, a week ago about two brothers calling themselves going down to their sister's house to beat up their sister's husband. And the husband pulled a gun out and shot both of them and killed them down. Now, in this video, it's crazy because in my video of that lesson that I did, I said, even if you see a woman in the street with a domestic violence issue, don't get involved with that, right? Because a man can have a gun, he can have a knife, he can have anything. Sure enough, a brother shared a article on Facebook, and this 46 or 48-year-old man, I guess, seen a woman, getting, he interfered pretty much. He's seen a domestic violence confrontation occur, and he took it upon himself to get involved in it. And the man to that woman that he was defending, right? He was defending a woman and fighting, I guess, against her man. Her man pulled out a gun and shot and killed that man. And it's crazy because that's a spirit. I just did a video and I said, don't get involved in that. You call the cops. Okay, we got to call the cops. That's what law enforcement is for. You call the cops, you be circumspect, you call the cops. Don't get involved. If you see a woman getting her ass whooped, she getting knocked out, call the cops. The safest thing to do is to call the cops. I said it in my video and I say this again. I'm not boasting on what I'm about to say. All I'm saying is I've done martial arts for 17 to 18 years. Okay, Taekwondo is not my only martial art. I know 5 different martial art styles and I know them pretty well. By me knowing 5 different martial art styles, I'm not going to take it upon myself to go and fight a woman that I do not know because her man is whooping her motherfucking ass. I'm not going to put myself in that situation. Why? Now, people are going to say, oh, he's scary. Nope. I have a life. I have a child to raise, right? I have bills to pay. I have a job to keep a roof over my child's head. Okay, I have a family to go home to. I'm not fit to put my life on the line for a woman I do not fucking know. And these women nowadays, man, this man lost his life protecting a woman that was getting her ass whooped by her husband or man or whatever he was. He took it upon himself to get involved in it, and the man shot and killed him. Now he's dead, right? And that woman that he defended is gonna go back to that man. That man that killed him is probably gonna go to prison. She gonna be with that dude. She's still gonna be with that fucking dude, man. All right. So this is why we tell you jakes out there, man. You see a confrontation like that, I don't give a damn if it's your mom. Call the cops. Don't go in there and try to confront your mom's boyfriend or try to fight your mom's boyfriend, man. I said it in my last video. We have a friend that we really knew. He spent the night over our house. We done laughed, chilled, everything. Everyone in my family loved this guy. I was little. I used to look up to him. He was like a big brother. I had a friend. His nickname was Spaghetti. His mom had a pretty much a boyfriend. He was a Hamite. He was a Hamite, and the man was very jealous. He got drunk, right? He was very jealous. He got drunk and all that one night, and my friend Spaghetti, his mom and her boyfriend got into a real bad altercation. So what happened was, pretty much, I'm not going to tell all the situation, but what happened was the confrontation got so bad, to where the man pulled out, her man pulled out a gun, and my friend Spaghetti jumped in front of his mom to keep his mom from getting killed, and he got shot in the head. Okay, he got killed. And he was young. He was only probably 17 at the time, 18. He was young. This is why we say, don't get involved in that. Okay, you immediately, I highly advise any brother, sister out there, call the cops. It's going to keep you safe, okay, and it's going to keep others around you safe. You got to be circumspect, and you got to be careful for what you are doing. You have to be careful for what you are doing. You got to be careful, okay? You got to be careful. Salakia for the rambling. I just wanted to tell my testimony about that. I have friends that died being involved in trying to protect loved ones in domestic violence situations instead of calling the cops, okay? Now let's get to this article. It says Texas man dies after being shot trying to help woman in domestic violence situation. Stay out of that. If you 5 feet away and you see this shit, call 911. Say, hey, officer, 911, I'm here at such and such street. This woman is being attacked by her man. This and that. I'm on this such street. My name is this. My name is that. Individual is wearing a red, description, black shirt. Such. He's beating her up. Please come. Come down here immediately, because I don't know if she's going to make it, whatever, and the police will come down there. They will come down there quick as they can. They will handle the situation. Not you. You guys got to realize, we are not Bruce Lee. We're not, I'm naming all my heroes in martial arts. We're not Bruce Lee. We're not Bolo Young. We're not Jim Kelly. We're not Bill Wallace, the Superfoot. We're Not Benny Urquidez, okay? And even they wouldn't even do that shit, man. We would call the cops, okay? Dudes is over here acting like they got the 5 pieces of Exodia. You just gotta use your head when you're out there. You gotta use your head, man. Let's read it. Now this is on Facebook. It says Eddie Ray Hill. That's crazy. Might be a distant relative. My last name is Hill. It says Eddie Ray Hill Jr., right? 48, died after being shot while trying to help a woman during a domestic violence confrontation outside of the Texarkana aluminum plant in Nash, Texas on May 12, 2026. It says 2026, Salakia. It says police say Hill had just arrived for work when he stepped in to intervene between the suspect, Randall Lane Champion Jr., and Champion's wife in the parking lot of the facility. Big no-no. Big no-no. Okay, I'll tell another testimony. I've done security for almost, 12, 13 years. Now, I've been in situations where I worked at a job and I worked at HOA site. I'm not there no more. It was about probably 2 years ago. Okay, I was at work and a big ass brawl, because I was working at this HOA place where a lot of people from LA moved in that area and all of that. And some Hoovers and some it was a big ass family. Some of them was from Hoover and some of them was from some other gangs or whatever. A big ass brawl happened. They called me, security, there's a fight in the area, such and such. Come down there and stop the fight. Not doing that. Told them, okay, I'll handle it. Called 911. I didn't even go down there because a gun was pulled out. It was a mess. So I've been in situations like that. I immediately call the cops. Even though I'm security, I'm not going to go in the middle of that confrontation and try to stop and break everybody up. Not doing that. Never do that. I don't give a fuck if it's your job. Never do that, brothers. Don't get in the middle of anything. In that situation, don't step in between two people. Do not do that shit. That's where he fucked up at. Big no-no. Stay 5 to 6 feet away. If you're going to get close, at least be 10 feet away. You see it, you call the cops, you reporting where they're at, where the location is. That's what you do. Do not get in, literally stand between two people. Don't do that shit. You will get your ass either punched, stabbed, shot. You got to be careful. Your life is on the line when you're in those situations. Do not ever do that. I don't give a fuck if you're doing security. You stay 10 feet, 5 feet away, and you call the cops. Okay? Use wisdom, man. Use wisdom. I just want to let that be known. Use wisdom, because I've been in situations like that. I've never stood in between any motherfuckers having a brawl, any of that. I call the cops, bro. Right? And that's where he messed up at. It says Wendell Lane, Champion Jr. and Champion's wife in the parking lot of the facility. Authorities say Champion fatally shot Hill, then seriously wounded his wife before taking his own life. Investigators later revealed that Champion had previously been convicted of first-degree murder and had been released on parole in 2025. This is why we tell you brothers out there, mind your own business. Elders even say, if you see a woman getting her ass whooped, Elder Karatas of Las Vegas even told us that. He said if you see a couple getting into a fight, do not go down there. Don't go to try to break it up. Don't go in the middle. You stay away from that. You mind your own business, man. Mind your own business. And like I said, you could call the cops from a distance, but do not go in there stupid. This dude stood between the middle of that shit. That's what you don't do. You don't do that, man. It says the incident shocked the local community, with many describing Hill as a brave man who lost his life trying to protect someone in danger. And that's where he fucked up at, because he's not the police. You call the cops. You're not the cops. You don't get him. You don't do that. He could have did it differently. He could have went there, seen the situation, called the cops. That's all you can do at this point, man. Right? Let's read that part again. It says, on May 12, 2026, police say Hill have arrived for work, because he was on work, right? When he stepped intervene between the subject, Wendell Lane and Champion Jr. That's where he fucked up. It says he intervened in between. You don't do that. I do security, bro. I don't do that shit. I've been doing it for 12, 13 years. I don't put myself I'm not going to put myself in a brawl between two and stand in the middle of them and doing all that breaking up shit. No. You don't know. Number one, you don't know the woman. Number two, you don't know the dude. If he got a knife, he have a gun, he can have anything. And that's what you guys are not being careful for, man. So let's get some scriptures out. Enough with the rambling. I rambled a long time. You got to be circumspect. You got to be careful what you're doing when you out there, man. You got to be careful for that. Ephesians 5:15. See then that we walk circumspectly, right? Circumspectly is a adverb that means acting in a careful, cautious, and prudent manner. You see that? So you got to be circumspectly. That includes the ministry. That includes teaching the gospel. And that also includes outside of gospel. Because in general, you always got to be circumspectly. When you at work, you got to be circumspectly. That man was at work. Now, I don't know if he did security or not like me, but I wouldn't have got involved in that. I would have called the cops. Okay, somebody called me, such. Oh, this person did this. This person's being attacked. I need you to go back there and stop it. I usually tell the person I'm speaking to, okay, but I don't go down there and stop it. I call 911. I don't give a damn. I can know all the martial arts in the world. It's not going to protect me from a motherfucking bullet. It's not. It's not going to protect you from a bullet. You can know 10 different martial arts styles. That shit is not going to stop you from getting killed from a bullet, man. Bullets ain't got no name on it. Have y'all heard of that? Bullets ain't got no name, right? It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly. So you got to be using wisdom, man. It says, not as fools, but as wise. You got to be wise. You got to be circumspectly. You got to be careful for what you are doing, man. You got to be careful. You got to be careful for what you're doing. Like I said, I don't know if that Jake was, it says he was at work. I don't know if he was a security guard or whatever that is. I done been in many different situations similar to domestic violence situation with family members, including with spouses. I do not step in between. No, I see that shit from 10 feet away, I'm calling the cops. I'm not going in between there and, hey, you guys need to stop it, and hey, you guys need to break it up, and hey, this, hey, that. No, you don't know what the fuck that dude got. That dude had a gun and he killed that dude. And then he shot his woman, and then he shot himself. This is why you don't get involved. You don't get involved, man. You don't get involved. Sirach 2:2, it says, set thy heart upright, meaning mind upright, and constantly endure, right? And make not haste in the time of trouble. Okay, don't make rashful decisions. Haste, quick, right? Speed fast, right? It says haste refers to excessive speed or urgency of motion, often resulting in carelessness or rash actions. And that's exactly what caused that individual to get killed. He made a haste decision, a rashful decision. And that was temptation there. And he failed the test. He went and got involved, and it got him killed. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, man. That's why the scriptures say right here, and make not haste in the time of trouble. When you're dealing with temptation or any type of confrontation or any type of situation, you got to be circumspect, man. I know it was so fast. It was just like, damn, he got to go down there. Nah, he could have seen it from 10 feet away, 5 feet away, call the cops. Hey, such and such, such and such, I'm here. Now I need 911 help. I need law enforcement here. This is going on. This is going on. This is what's happening. The street I'm on is such and such street, and such and such street. I'm here in the parking lot of such and such store, and my name is this. My name is that. Such and such. The individual is wearing this. The individual is wearing that. The woman looks like this, just like that. His height is this. His height is that. He got this. He got a beard. He got this. He got that. Okay, bye. And they gonna come. The police gonna come, and they handle that situation. He failed it. Got involved, and it got him killed. This is why we say, don't get involved. Don't get involved in stuff like that. Even if it's your sister getting you, I know you Jakes out there love your sisters, you love your mothers, but it's not risk of dying. Okay? We're not celestial. These bodies that we got are faint. It's not very hard for you to get hurt or to die. It's not very hard, bro. You get poked the wrong way with a knife and you're done. These bodies are faint. This is why we got to be changed, man. Okay? We got to be changed. Romans 8:6, because the action that individual made was a carnal action. He wasn't spiritual minded. He wasn't using wisdom. Romans 8:6, for to be carnally minded is death. And it got him killed because he had a carnal mind. He took it upon himself to go down there and intervene. No, don't do that. Be spiritual minded. Be spiritual minded. Walk in the spirit. Use wisdom. Use wisdom. He didn't use wisdom. It says, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. He was carnally minded, and his carnal mind got him killed. It says, verse 7. It says, because the carnal mind is enmity, meaning hatred against the Most High. For it is not subjected of the law of the Most High, neither indeed can be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. Because you got to be spiritual minded, man. Right? You got to be spiritual minded, man. You got to be spiritual minded. Salakia. You got to be spiritual minded. I want to read verse 9 of Romans 8 and 9. Salakia. Romans 8 and 9. I just want to read that part because I read verse 8. Romans 8 and 9. It says, but ye are not in the flesh, you see, but in the spirit. So you got to use wisdom, man. Circumspectly is being spiritual minded. That's not being carnal, right? Being carnal is making rashful decisions, man. In a time of haste, you're making rashful, quick decisions. Because that small decision can end your life. It can put you in a bad situation, right? If so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of the Most High, have had the spirit of Yahweh Shai, Salakia, he is none of his. And you got to be spiritual minded. You got to be cautious of your life, right? This is Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. It says, be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. We got to be wise. We got to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, that individual took it upon himself to go down there and defend the woman and protect her and stand in between the mill. Don't do all that. Now you're dead. And that woman that died, that woman, I don't know, the dude already took his life. I thought maybe, he shot him and that was it. But no, the dude tried to take his own life as well. I don't know if he's alive. I don't know if the woman is alive. But that dude is dead now. Romans 10:2. Remember this, brothers. We have families that we have to return home to. These people on the streets, whatever go on between them, that's them. If you're that concerned, you call the cops. Don't play RoboCop. Don't play Superman. Don't play Dr. Manhattan. Okay? Don't play Professor Xavier. Don't play Morpheus. Don't play Neo from Matrix. Don't play Bruce Lee. Alright? You're not Ryu and Ken. You're not Guile. Alright? You're not Kazuya from Tekken. You're not Hiyachi Mishima. We're regular human beings. Or Salakia, regular carnal bodied Jakes. Alright? In trying to live daily lives. These bodies are faint, man. Romans 10:2, it says, for I bear them record that they have the zeal of the Most High. See, the Jake have the zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. He didn't use wisdom. Okay? He didn't use wisdom, and it got him killed. 2 Corinthians 10:13, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. You see that? So we may walk in the flesh, but we don't war the flesh, right? 2 Corinthians 10:4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So we just don't be carnal, man, right? It says, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. So there you go, man. You know, I had to do a lesson on this, man. And I'm letting all you Jakes and brothers out there know, you see a situation like this happen, don't go down there. Don't go over there. Don't get in the middle of that shit. Don't go over there and beat up the dude because he's socking out his woman and using her face as a heavy bag. Don't go down there to try to dispute that and go down there and try to fight the dude off and do all that. That dude can have a gun. He can have a knife. He can have anything. Like I said, I say it before and I'll say it again to myself, and I'm not ashamed of admitting this. I know 5 different martial arts styles. As much as those styles I know is martial arts, I am not putting my life in a situation for a motherfucker I do not know. Because just think about it, Jacob Trouble. You know how many women is going to be in trouble? You going to take it upon yourself to get involved in Jacob Trouble and get killed? No. You got to use wisdom, man. Remember, if you are a Jake, man, you might have a family, you might have kids that you got to go home to. Don't put yourself in dangerous situations that you don't have to be put in. Why put yourself in that situation? Okay, you trying to be the good guy. You be the good guy by calling the cops. Okay, you don't being the good guy and trying to put your life on the line fighting somebody else is a dumb act. You might as well climb up to the highest fucking tallest building and just jump from that motherfucker. In that case, that's what you might as well do, because you're gonna wind up fucking dead. If a motherfucker got a gun, you're gonna wind up dead, man. You're not gonna have enough time to be able to take the gun away from him either. Especially if he already pulls that motherfucker out, already aims it at you, it's already too late. Because he gonna pull it out, he gonna fire. Just use wisdom. Just be safe. And be cautious of wherever you at. Be cautious, brothers. Be cautious out there. You call the cops. Okay, guys? You call the cops if you see a situation like that. Like I said before, man, these past 2 years, I've done it all, man. I done been put in situations where people are telling me I'm security, and you calling me like I'm the police. I'm not the police, man. I don't have a gun. I don't have any of that. I am not putting my life in danger for a $20 an hour job. I'm not doing that. You want to fire me, you fire me. But I'm telling you what I am going to do. I'm going to call the cops. I'm going to give them into detail of all the information. I'm going to write a report about it, right? I'm going to take a picture of the red card, and I'm going to send it to my boss. And there, I'm alive. I seen it. I observed it, because our job is to observe and report. That's it. Be mindful and cautious out there, brothers. And to you sisters too, you see that? You call the cops. Don't get involved. Don't go down and don't do that. You will either wind up hurt really bad, or you will wind up dead like this individual. We got families that we have to return home to. Be safe out there. So hopefully this is edifying. On to the next one, I say shalom.